Hi everyone. Today I will be talking about the phylum Onychophora. For our outline, I'll be talking about the characteristics, phylogeny and evolutionary evidence, morphology and structure, reproduction and life cycle, as well as families and diversity. As for the characteristics, Onychophora are commonly known as velvet worms due to their soft velvety skin. They are bilaterally symmetrical and coelomate organisms. They're soft-bodied, elongated, and caterpillar-like with about 13 to 14 pairs of lobopodial legs. They have small eyes, antennae, and a pair of clawed legs per body segment. They're carnivores and feed on small invertebrates such as beetles, termites, and other insects, as well as snails and worms. Onychophora also share many characteristics with arthropods and annelids, so there is thought to be a link between them. There are terrestrial animals found typically in tropical and subtropical regions in mostly humid environments like leaf litter and rotting logs. They are nocturnal animals, and a unique feature about them is that they secrete slime and can shoot the substance up to 30 centimeters to trap their prey. As for their morphology and structure, their body is about 5 millimeters to 15 centimeters in length and is covered in a thin, flexible cuticle made of chitin, which actually does not harden like in arthropods. They get their name from tiny protrusions on their body called papilla that are covered in scales in close set ring-like markings, which give them a velvety appearance. They also have a hydrostatic skeleton, as well as circular and longitudinal body wall muscles that move together for locomotion, which is similar to that of annelids. They have unjointed legs called lobopods with a claw at each tip. They also have a specialized head which features their antennae that are used as or for chemoreceptors, a pair of mandibles for feeding, as well as the oral papillae, which contain the slime glands. The slime glands is where they eject their milky white liquid from a pore at the tip of the oral papilla. Their respiratory system consists of a trachea and spiracles, which is a small opening that allows for gas exchange, but in these animals, the spiracles are always open and cannot be closed. Therefore, they are susceptible to drying, which is why they are restricted to humid environments. These animals also have a open circulatory system similar to arthropods with a simple tubular heart. As for the phylogeny and evolutionary significance, the onychophorans are part of the superphylum Echidozoa, which is a major group within the protozoans that undergo molting. They show traits of both annelids and arthropods and are thought to be related to arthropods due to their chitinous cuticle, segmented bodies, molting behavior, respiratory system, and embryogenesis. They are also linked to annelids due to their soft bodies and hydrostatic skeleton. Their fossil record shows that they were likely aquatic at some point, then shifted to land. Some fossils that have been found resemble onychophorans is the Achaea from the Cambrian period, which closely resembles modern velvet worms. Hallucigenia, which was previously thought to walk on its spines, has also been recognized as an onychophoran-like animal with long defensive spines. Though all of these Cambrian fossils were marine, there has been only ever been one terrestrial fossil found near Chicago that resembles onychophorans. For their reproduction and life cycle, both males and females contain reproductive organs such as the testes and sperm ducts in males, and a uterus and ovaries in females. But yet both dermal and vaginal inseminations are known. Males deposit spermatophores, which are sperm packets on the female's body directly through dermal insemination. Then the female skin then dissolves the sperm packet and allows the sperm to enter her body and fertilize the eggs internally. Onychophorans have 3 different ways of reproducing, depending on the species. Some are oviparous, meaning that they lay eggs similar to insects and reptiles. Others are oviviparous, where the egg develops inside the mother and hatch just before birth, so they give birth to live young without direct nourishment from the mother. The most common type, however, is viviparous reproduction. In these species, the embryos receive nutrients through placenta-like structures inside the mother, much like how mammals develop. So as a result, most onychophorans give birth directly to live young rather than laying eggs. As for their life cycle, once fertilization occurs inside the female, the embryos take several months to develop before birth. When the young are born, they already look like the small versions of the adults, and there's no larval stage. So instead of going through drastic changes, they grow through molting, where they shed their outer skin. The number of times they molt actually varies between species. And interestingly, despite their small size, onychophorans can live up to 6 years in the wild, which is typically quite long for an invertebrate. For their families and diversities, onychophorans are divided into 2 different types of families, the Peripatidae and the Peripatopsidae. The Peripatidae species are found in warm tropical regions such as the Americas and West Africa, while the Peripatopsidae species live in cooler and subtropical regions such as Australia and New Zealand. Even though there are only around 200 known species, scientists believe more remain undiscovered because they inhabit hard-to-reach environments. They are diverse animals and they vary in color, size, and even reproduction methods, as we previously talked about. And they do prefer the humid environments, which plays an important role in ecology as predators of small invertebrates and decomposers of organic matter. For our exam questions, the first question is, what characteristic is unique to onychophorans, which would be their slime glands that they use to capture prey? Our other one is, what process do onychophorans share with arthropods as they grow? And this process is through molting. That is my presentation. Thank you.